First things first, we're gonna call the meeting to order. And I'd like everybody to join me in the pledge. So, all rise. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, roll call. Alderman Balmacy.
Present.
Alderman Simons.
Present.
Outstanding. If I may, those who are also on the call, would you state your name, please?
Kristen Huffnagel.
Denise Ziegler.
Karen.
Mark Siglinger.
Carmen Castro.
Eric Huffnagel.
Okay, perfect. All right, so we're going to move to the public portion. Is there anybody on this?
Excuse me 1 second.
Oh, sure, right ahead.
Who is Karen H?
Sorry, my name is Karen Hudick. I live on Rolling Brook Lane.
Could you spell your last name, please?
Yes, it's H-U-J, D as in David, I-C.
And the number, house number?
34 Rolling Brook.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
All set?
Mhm.
Great. So we will move to the public portion. Is there anyone here that would like to speak under public portion that is not related to the items on the agenda? And the reason why I ask is because I'm happy to hear what you have to say, but if you're here for a specific agenda item, we'd love to collectively do that under that specific agenda item. Okay, perfect. Hearing none, we'll move on to item 1, approval of minutes. Entertain a motion.
Motion to approve. You're not going to believe this. Now I'm having problems and all my documents just totally went away. So hang on.
All right, no problem.
I move to waive the reading and approve the minutes of the special virtual public health and safety meeting of September 1st, 2021.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right, we'll move on to new business. Speeding on Rolling Brook Lane. Let me get to that agenda item here. And there is a move in the agenda.
Yeah, I'm getting it. Bernie, you want to do it? I'm having trouble.
I'm having the same issues.
Okay, hang on. I shouldn't have left the meeting that I was in. Can you tell me what page it's on? Maybe I could find it faster that way.
So it's on page 6 or 7. I'm double-sided.
No, that's not how it's showing up here. So hang on for a second. Yeah, I'm not seeing that, Noreen.
I'm trying to get mine to go too. I'm having a problem.
All right, I'll give you a minute.
Yeah, it looks like I have for new businesses. You're on 2, and I have no motions on. Did Teresa send additional information that I may have missed?
Nope. So it's moved to authorize the traffic division to investigate and address the speeding on Rolling Lane.
I just put it in the chat.
Okay. Yeah. The problem is I'm not in the chat because now while I was online, I'm no longer online. I'm having to do everything on my phone, and on my work computer. So the meeting I was in with Kim and everybody, when I exited, it won't let me back in. So I'm having.
Okay, so I will read the motion, and someone may say so moved and second. It is moved to
Sure.
authorize the traffic division to investigate and address the speeding on Rolling Brook Lane.
So moved.
Second.
All right, outstanding. So,
Bye.
Sergeant,
Bye.
Can you hear
Okay,
me?
I found it now. No, wait, let's see, no.
Sergeant, the floor is yours to discuss.
All right, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay. Lauren, did you get the other email I sent today?
Today?
About the speed box report that I moved?
yes.
There were
we
two
got-
speed box reports that were sent. Yes.
Right,
Yeah.
I moved it at the resident's request.
Perfect.
And do you have that with you? Do you see it?
I have it in front of me. I don't know about the other.
Yes, I have it.
All right.
So do I.
All right. On the dates, just look at the right-hand column, 85 percentile.
Mm-hmm.
Can you look down at there, at that, and see it?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's not, it's in the 30s, the 20s.
Whoa.
I mean, it's nothing excessive.
Right.
Hi, there's a few residents from Rolling Brook Lane. Just let us know when we can kind of jump in. I don't want to be,
Perfect. Yep.
Okay.
Just give me a second. And we're very happy that you're attending the meeting. So thank you. So just give us a second. Absolutely. So I do see the 85%.
Noreen, the first one that I sent,
Yes.
up on top, the top right, it's got NB, northbound and southbound. How I designated it. But you see the first one, the northbound one, it's still in the 30s and the 20s and the 30s, the 85 percentile. So I'd like to hear from the residents what the issues are, their concerns.
Yep. And I'm very glad that they're here. And first of all, thank you for providing the report and also answering their request to move the box and to provide additional reporting. So I really appreciate that. And right now, Kristen, since you brought this to our attention, would you like to start?
Yeah. Hi, everybody. My name is Kristen Huffnagel. I'm 22 Rolling Brook Lane. Thank you for adding us to your agenda. We really appreciate it. I'm also here with my husband, my neighbor who lives across the street. And just a quick little intro. We've been here about a year. We've been Shelton residents for about 10. So we moved to this beautiful neighborhood and we just realized right away as we moved in how fast the drivers come in. And we understand it is a cut through. We did not know that when we moved in. So it is a major cut through from Nichols over to Booth Hill. And we do appreciate the speed box being installed. However, it's not working all the time. So I notice on the weekends it doesn't work. my neighbor who works from home is constantly monitoring it, and she's seeing that it's not working consistently. We've actually started recording some of the speedings, and the 20s and 30s seem to be, they're there because it's starting to slow some people down. But once they realize there's no repercussions, we're clocking 45, 50, 40, on a 25-mile-per-hour road where there's signs that say slow children at play. So it is really disturbing of how fast people go. But just a few instances of just, in the year that I've been here, I've had to jump off the road a few times as I'm walking my dog. I've had to respond to people who stop and actually tell me to stop walking my child on the street because this is a busy road and I shouldn't be there. So, that's really disturbing. Just about a week ago, I jumped off the road because somebody was texting and driving, probably taking the corner in front of my house about 50 miles per hour. This is something we want to work on with the city, as a neighborhood, and just find a way to make this place safer, because right now, we have a lot of kids in the neighborhood and nobody can enjoy you know, the neighborhood. You know, we have a lot of people walking, you know, and just the traffic is excessive morning, noon, and night. And like I said, my neighbor can attest to that because she works from home. When I did call the PD, and like I said, I appreciate their efforts. But, you know, some of the questions were like, well, don't have, or the responses were, well, your kids shouldn't be in the street, or don't have your kids in the street. You know, 40 is the new norm, you know, things like that. And it's just, you know, the speed boxes aren't effective. And that's just not what a taxpayer wants to hear. And I also worry about if my child is in my yard and a car loses control because they're taking the curb just so fast that they end up in my yard. And then my child is, you know, injured or worse. So, you know, I know it's an issue. We have neighbors who park in the street just to try to slow down the traffic. We have neighbors that carry sticks with them while they're walking to keep cars away from them. So, you know, we're just really urging that we get some kind of assistance here to help with this vicious, you know, cycle. We call it the runway because the cars come from Canfield and it's a runway. So, thank you.
Well, thank you. Sergeant, I'd like to, if you don't mind, address the fact that they mentioned that the box is not working. What's the
Well, sometimes the box, that the battery wear out. It's battery operated, and it sends me a text when the battery is low. So usually on a weekly basis, I change it. So maybe sometimes when they're looking at it, it maybe has gone dead. But I get up there every as soon as I can, as soon as they get my text, and change the batteries. You know.
Sergeant Marcus, Chris, how long does the battery typically last?
Usually around 5 to 6 days.
No, okay, thank you.
Yeah, once a week I have to go up there and change the batteries. Yep. Now the cold weather, it kills the batteries a little sooner.
Mm-hmm.
So, but as soon as I get the text, usually they're all, I change them at the same time. All the boxes that I have out, I come out and I change all the batteries, and I try to keep that on a regular basis.
Okay, thank you.
So I'd also, Sergeant, if you wouldn't mind addressing, I understand it's anecdotal. They're using their phone and they're calculating speed versus the box.
Right.
If you would mind addressing that.
You're talking about the residents?
Correct.
How are they calculating speed?
No, we're just looking at the box and watching the 50s.
Oh, I see.
I thought you were using like a cell phone. Okay.
No, we walk the dog 4 or 5 times a day. I stand out for the bus, you know, so like I said, my neighbor's here all day. So we're seeing
live the 42 miles.
Yeah, we're seeing 45, 42. So yeah, there's definitely 20s and 25s.
Well, there may be a 40 or I'm looking at the one of the columns that says maximum speed, and there are some of them in the 40s, high 40s.
So isn't 25 the speed limit?
The speed limit is 25, right? Correct. But
So,
I'm looking at the 85% of the travelers the drivers that are on the road are within the limit.
But the box has only been moved just within 3 days. So, you know, you're not getting a ton of data from a full week or full 2 weeks to truly see.
Right, but I did have it on the other side, and I was getting kind of the same data.
However, the other side is really windy, so I can see why people wouldn't be driving as fast as opposed to the runway, which we call in the neighborhood from Canfield up.
Right.
That's truly where, you know, there's landscapers, Amazon trucks, and residents texting going 45, 50 miles per hour. And, you know, when I have a 6-year-old saying to me, "Mommy, wow, those cars are fast," you know, it's terrifying.
Yeah.
So I think that's a point well taken, because if and you may not have this report in front of you, but the report that is from a longer time frame, there is listing some higher speeds. And then the report that is of shorter duration has the lower speeds. So I think at one at a bare minimum, it warrants to have the box to stay there to do some additional analysis on the speeding.
Right.
That would be,
You're always going to get, when I put the box up, you're always going to get the high flyers. There's always somebody in that group that goes too fast. But like I said, again, I repeat myself, with 85% of the drivers are within that limit. They're not speeding.
yeah, I would like the box
It's kind of
longer.
hard to control that.
I mean,
It's hard to
I'm,
control speeders. It's really, because we should definitely, I know speed bumps are not a Shelton thing, but they work.
they
You know
do
what I mean?
work.
So for the safety of our children and our neighborhood overall, our old neighborhood off of Vegan Road, there was nobody walking around except the people there. It was a very quiet neighborhood. Here it's a cut through, we get it, it's fine, I don't care about that. However, when it comes to, I mean, there's people that, I've never seen somebody walking through the neighborhood other than this one. There's couples walking all day, evening. They shouldn't worry about that, and we shouldn't worry about that. Speed bumps, I know it sounds foolish, and we're not trying to be like,
High maintenance.
high maintenance at all. However, they work. There's no reason for them not to be effective in this neighborhood, and I don't see why we couldn't have them. If you could give me a good reason why we can't have them, I'll accept it. But I can't see a good reason why they wouldn't work and why they wouldn't slow people down.
On a cut through.
Hello, this is Karen H. I live on 34 Rolling Brook. And my comment is, I've lived here 29 years. I moved into this house when my son was 4 years old, and it was not that bad. I see massive dump trucks barreling up and down the hill from Kristen's area. I live below her, and these dump trucks come barreling up and down all day long. Those are the worst offenders, but then there are just passenger vehicles. I had one spin out and barely hit a telephone pole just across the street from me. I believe the skid marks are still there. I have no idea why that happened. That just happened a couple of months ago. And they're late in the afternoon, especially. There are passenger vehicles that just like zoom up the road, probably at 40, 50 miles an hour. And there's absolutely no reason for it. And I have no children at this point in my household, but I fear for the neighbors' children. And anybody, I mean, I have neighbors next door who have children who are riding their bikes up and down the road. And the way these cars and trucks especially come up and down this road is horrendous. And I felt compelled to be here at this meeting.
Sergeant Mark, I have a
Yes.
question about the percentages of the violations that were, the percentage of violators. So in other words, those drivers did get issued a ticket?
Right.
Okay, so I'm just looking, is this standard, these percentages? I'm just looking because of the concerns that we're hearing tonight. Are these what you would expect? Because I know people do not drive 25 miles an hour anywhere.
No.
And I realize that, but I also realize the concerns that the parents are having. So I'm just looking at the newer report, and I see, well, obviously it was only 2 people, so it was a 50%. So is there a way? I'm a little confused because the minimum speed the person was driving was 27 miles per hour, and the max was 38. So they were issued what, an actual speeding ticket? I'm just trying to.
No. This is just data from the speed box.
Got it. Okay.
On the column on the right-hand side, 85% of the
I see that.
the data
Okay.
collected. This is the average speed.
So
85% of the cars going down that road.
Okay.
That's the average speed of those cars.
Thank
and
you.
15% are higher above that, and which usually what we expect. There's always some high flyers.
And I know in the past, we, on this committee, we've talked about speed bumps in other areas and rumple bumps and people saying noise, too much noise and this and that. So, I just.
Well, it's something, not speed bumps, but maybe speed humps, something we've never done in the city, but maybe something we're going to have to address. Because
what is the difference?
We're getting more and more, pardon, ma'am?
What is the difference between a speed hump and a speed bump?
A bump is it's a higher piece of asphalt.
Elevation, but
the hump is more gradual. You still got to slow down, but it's not as abrupt.
It's not going to hit the bottom of your car as
correct. You're right. You're not going to bottom out. Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Well, that would certainly help.
I agree. But it's something we've never done in town, so it's something we're going to have to talk about and plan out, and who's going to put them in, where we're going to put them. And I agree. It's probably something eventually we're going to have to do through town because of all these speeding complaints.
Right.
Yeah. I agree with that.
I mean, hi again, this is Kristen Rollingbrook. I mean, we're from Lower Fairfield County. You know, we moved up from Stamford 10 years ago. So we're very familiar with, busy, fast area. And, through the years, you would see through different towns in Lower Fairfield counties, everybody knows the cut through roads. And then you would just start seeing, the speed humps appear, and it really is effective. So, and again, I'm not just saying that because that's what I want in my neighborhood, but it really is, coming from a very busy area where
the town has changed. It's growing.
Of course. And I understand, taxes are low here, and I understand that, sometimes there's not money for that, but again, I can, for the safety of our residents, there's no price on that. We have to take care of.
I understand that, definitely. That's something we're going to have to deal with the mayor and Public Works. Maybe Public Works do something like this.
Right.
And it's just something new we're going to have to deal with. The town is growing.
I add something about Public Works? I'm Denise Ziegler. I'm house number 5 here on Rollingbrook Lane. I'm on the north side where it's winding, right by the pond. We own the pond. So I have kids that walk the bus. My youngest, I don't let her walk the bus stop because we're on the winding, blinding part of the road where they come there. And with Public Works, I called them for weeks when school first started because my daughter, the weeds are so high that no kid can even walk to the bus stop to or from. So I make sure she has a ride, even though I'm 2 houses away. It's quite a distance. And with the speeders, even starting at the north side, and I'm 2 houses in, once they gain speed over there, I can see by the time, Kristen, they hit your house, how fast they must be going. But even it's a blind spot there. And with the grass as tall as it was, and I called Public Works a few times at, beginning of the school year saying, can you get someone out here to mow the lawn? For usually my husband has to go out there and do it. But really with Public Works, it takes a while before you even get, get them out here.
Can you please send us an email or address it to Noreen and with the exact location, and we can call them and have them go out?
Yes.
Oh, thank you.
Back.
Yeah, I don't know who I said. It's a very, very nice woman, and she explained to me that, with people that usually a lot of the Public Works are younger kids who went back to school or they don't have the equipment anymore. But I get it. She was very nice, but I get that there's problems.
We can escalate it and try and expedite it, so that's not an issue for you. So if you can send us the exact location, like just take a picture and, the address and go from there.
Yep.
Yes.
Appreciate it. I don't mean to take away. This is where the speeding comes in. If they can't, even get onto the side of the road to avoid these speeders. And yes, I'm one of those dog walkers who's out there about 3 times per day. And yeah, I'm jumping out of the middle of the road, not that I'm in the middle of the road, but I'm jumping on people's front lawns and everything just to avoid, the speeders. It's ridiculous. And I've been here 17 years and it's been a problem since day one when I moved in. We talked about, maybe we could get speed bumps put in, the ideas have been out there for a long time.
Yeah, I just
understood.
wasn't sure if they voted against and nobody. It's different, but it's something we'll address definitely.
Yes.
That's appreciated.
This is Karen
Oh,
H.
you're welcome.
Karen Hudick, 34 Rolling Brook Lane. You know, another comment I have to say is that I see so many cars going northbound on Rolling Brook from the bottom of the hill up to Kristen's house, 22, like in the middle of the road and over the blind curve, you know, going over the hill. And it's like, it's crazy. These people are driving at 40 miles an hour and they're not even on their own side of the road on top of it. And it's just crazy because
That's because we have such a wide road. They take advantage of it and use half the road as their lane.
Exactly. And it's just like, you know, it's a blind hill when you go up that hill towards Cardinal or Capitol or whatever it's called at that point. And it's just like crazy. I just see these cars just barreling up the road and they're smack dab in the middle of the road. I mean, there's just no rhyme or reason as to why they're doing that. I mean, and, you know, it's just, you know, I can't believe we haven't had a head-on accident in that area. And like I said, I've been here 29 years.
And they bring a great point. The blind spots is what I think is making it very treacherous and you know, terrifying.
Yeah, and hi, this is Carmen. I'm the homeowner at number 23, and my small children and our babysitter is usually out there, and I have to confirm that radar is not on 24/7. It's off on weekends. We see excessive high speeders, and it's just very dangerous. We've lived here for 5 years, and we're very concerned for our neighbors and our family. Thank you.
All right, so thank you all. So Sergeant, I think at a bare minimum, we need to keep the box there at least at the new location for an extended period of time. We need more analysis, and we also need some discussion on speed bumps, speed humps, or whatever the city can do.
I agree with you, definitely.
Yeah, so I think that we need to keep this on the agenda to keep the discussion going so that we address this.
Yep, definitely. Yep.
I agree.
I agree.
This is Karen H. again. I'm sorry. I have another concern. There is a neighbor in the neighborhood. Specify who it is because I don't want any retaliation.
Not necessary.
They have a couple of ATVs that they have been zooming up and down Rolling Brook Lane with occasionally, and as far as I'm aware, that's illegal to have them on the road.
So thank you for raising that. Although that's not on our agenda tonight, that is absolutely a concern that you need to email definitely this team or the Board of Aldermen clerk, and we can get that on the agenda as well. So Sergeant can go and take a look and talk to the homeowners.
Yeah.
We have a process for that, for sure.
Okay, I was not aware. This is all new to me. They've also
it's okay.
Running them into the wetlands area, which I believe is also illegal. So, okay, I will take the steps process.
Yeah, very simple. Not just Board of Aldermen clerk. You email her, and it goes right into the process, just like this did with that Kristen did.
Okay, thank you.
What is the email address?
What's that?
I'm sorry. What is the email address for regarding anything with Public Works coming out or anything? You mentioned email.
Yep. So I think it's. I'm going to look it up real quick right now. Just give me a second.
Thank you.
Unless the other aldermen have it.
I mean, do I email this team or the Public Works?
So are you ready? I have it for you.
Yeah.
Are you ready? Okay,
yes,
it's B as in boy, O-A, clerk. So Board of Aldermen clerk.
Yep.
At cityofshelton.org.
Okay.
That's Teresa. She's fabulous, and she is very good at routing to where it needs to go.
Yep.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sure, no problem. All right, so I think regarding this item, there's no action for us except that we're going to, I believe, authorize the sergeant to keep the box at the area that it is, and also to further investigate the speed bumps or speed humps for that area.
Okay, great.
How do we find out, what direction it's going, or, if it's going to be a true consideration about the speed humps? Like, how do we keep informed?
Yep. So easy enough. We are going to vote on this to move it forward. And then what happens is it stays on the agenda until it is resolved. So the Board of Aldermen clerk, which I understand Kristen contacted you. Whenever you're on the agenda, we contact the resident that has raised a concern to let you know that you're on the agenda and come on down to speak, or send us a letter or a comment in case you can't come in person, to know that your concern is being addressed.
Thank you.
All
To
right.
Noreen's point, then we do updates, just like we're doing now on old business. We'll be
Yes.
doing updates, and then you'll be you'll be able to be privy to that information by calling in or appearing in person once we're back to in-person meetings.
Correct. This will move down to old business until it's resolved.
Okay, so will I still be included on the emails then? So I'll know when these meetings.
Absolutely.
Are. Awesome. Great.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time, everybody.
Of course. Thank
You're
you
welcome.
very much for bringing it to our attention. All of you, and also
Thank you.
for attending.
Thank
Are there
you.
any other comments on the motion on the table? Any other questions?
No, thank you.
All those in favor to move this forward, to keep it on the agenda, move to old business, and to have the sergeant continue to investigate?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you again, everybody, for taking time out of your evening. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a good
Thank
evening.
You as well.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
All right, we'll continue with our agenda. Moving on to old business, update on Coram Avenue and Hill Street. Sergeant, is there any comments, anything you want to add to this other than it's in the
No,
packet?
we're still some progress. We're still in discussions with the mayor. We haven't made a decision on that intersection yet, what we're going to do about it. We talked about signs. I've been trying to get some prices on some electronic signs with solar panels, or just regular intersection head signs. But right now we haven't made a decision. We got to sit down with the mayor and talk, see what he'd like to do about it.
Okay.
So that's really all I have about it.
All right. Any questions?
We haven't had any recent crashes there, so it's not a.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Right, definitely. Yep.
All right. Commissioners, any other comments? Being none, we will move on to the next item. Item 4, status updates from police department. No items. Item 5, report of emergency services, police services. Commissioners, you have your reports in the packet. Let me know if you have any questions or concerns.
I don't.
Neither do I.
Okay, perfect. We'll move on to 5.2, emergency medical services. Again, you have the reports in your packet from both entities. Let me know if you need time to review or have any questions or concerns.
I already reviewed it. I'm good.
Exactly. I reviewed it and looks good.
Perfect. We'll move on to 5.3, fire services. Same thing. Any comments, questions, or concerns?
No, I think some of this we knew about, and
Yep.
when they were discussing it before. So no, I don't have any questions.
I have no questions at this time.
Perfect. Item 5.4, Fire Marshal. At this time, we don't actually have a report for there, so we'll move on to 5.5, which is Office of Emergency Management.
I have no questions.
I have no questions at this time.
Okay, well, before I call for an adjournment, I just wanted to say this is my last meeting, my last official meeting as an alderman. It's been my distinct pleasure and honor to not only be a member of this committee, but also as chair. And I wish you the best of luck and God bless, keeping our community safe.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Maureen. It's been a pleasure.
Most definitely.
Yeah, thank you, Noreen.
Good luck in Washington.
All right.
Make lots of money.
Hey, Noreen, after the
Yes,
meeting,
sir.
could I give you a call and talk to you for a minute?
Of course, of course.
Okay, thanks.
All right.
All right, guys. Good night.
I'd like to,
Thank
before you
you.
go, entertain a motion.
You gotta go
to
get
adjourn.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All right, motion made second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right, guys. God bless.
Good luck.
Take care.
All right, I'll give you a quick
Bye.
Take
call.
care.
I'll give you a quick call.
Thanks
Thanks.
for everything
Sure.
you've done. Thank you
You
again.
bet.
Bye.
My pleasure.
Thank you.